Hi friend, Jeanette here. You're about to take one of my Spine Care Foundations classes. This is my signature class for back pain and spinal injuries. It's the first step in taking control of your life again. And the next step is going to my website, JeanetteConnery.com, and signing up for your free back pain starter kit. While you're here, please be sure to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share this with all of your friends. Enjoy the video. Hi, welcome to this week's Spine Care Foundations class. I'm Jeanette Connery, yoga therapist, and I will be guiding you through the practice today. Today's Spine Care Foundations practice is going to be based around restorative practices that will help you relieve tension in your nervous system. So that's releasing tension in your body through the nervous system. Very effective for chronic pain, anxiety, and stress. Okay, and you'll be needing a soft surface. We're going to be spending some time on your back. So you'll want to make sure that whatever is underneath you is very soft. You'll also need an extra blanket and a chair. So we're going to start with the chair, actually at least the first legs of the chair on the mat, and a blanket over the chair if you're using a metal chair. If you have a chair that's got some soft fabric covering, you won't need a blanket for that. Just want to make sure that this chair is soft and warm and not cold and hard. So we're going to lay down on the back and put the legs. I'm sorry, I apologize. That's not the first move. First, we're starting laying on the back with the soles of the feet on the floor and the chair somewhere out there waiting for you. Okay, so I want you to take a second to feel your body and notice what you're feeling. Perhaps you have a tight spot or some soreness. Perhaps you're noticing the heaviness of your body as you release the weight of your body into the floor. Relax your shoulders and your jaw here and bring your attention into your attention. Where is your attention going? And if it's anywhere but right here, right now, gather it up from the furthest reaches, all the little corners and pockets that it's been put into, all the to-dos and wants and worries. Just gather them all together right here in one place, and notice that when you have your attention right here, right now, there are no worries, because the worries are the future. The memories are the past. So we're working on just being right here, right now. Very simple, no big deal. And bring your right knee towards your chest. Just lift that right foot right off the floor. Put both of your hands on your right knee. Take a breath. And as you exhale, pull the knee towards you. Now, this is going to feel like you're stretching one side of your low back. Inhale, let the knee float away slightly as you push the knee with your arms, and your elbows will straighten. Exhale, pull the knee towards you. Inhale, the knee goes away. Exhale, pull the knee towards you. Inhale, the knee goes away. One more time. Now, we'll put that right foot down on the floor and take a second to observe the difference between right and left. Perhaps you're noticing a difference, perhaps you're not. And if you're not, you can notice that too. Before we move over to the other side, I'd like you to reflect on the speed of your movements. And this practice, we're going to be moving slowly, with the idea that the slow coordination of movement with the breath releases tension from the nervous system, which alleviates physical and mental suffering. So it's okay if you feel like the slow movements are particularly challenging. Some people feel impatient with this type of practice. I want you to know that's perfectly normal. Stay calm and accepting of yourself where you are right now, and just do the best as you can. Be happy with your best. We'll try the left side. We'll bring the left foot off the floor, bring the left knee towards you. Both hands on the left knee, arms are straight here. Take a breath. And as you exhale, pull the knee towards you. And as you inhale, straighten your arms and let the knee float away a few inches. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, let the knee go away. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, let the knee go away. And one last time. Good. Put that left foot on the floor. And now we'll bring the chair in towards you and put the legs on the chair. So you want the chair close enough to your body that it's supporting the backs of your knees. Okay, so the backs of your knees are on the chair. And if you're short like me, your heels might be floating over the seat of the chair. And if that's the case for you, please add some extra padding under your heels, which I'll show you how I'm going to do it now. I'm going to take this edge of my blanket and fold it over, and that should give me enough thickness there to support my heels. And the reason for this is that you want your ankles supported. So if your heels are floating, your ankles are not supported. All right, that's better. Good. So rest here for a moment and notice the way your low back is releasing with your legs on the chair. This is a very good place to let go of tension in your low back. Take a breath down into your pelvis and exhale slowly through your nose. One more breath just like that. Now we're going to add some arm movements, and I'm going to ask you to be counting your breath as you move your arms. So the first arm movement is very simple. We're going to bring the arms out in front of you and up overhead as high as you can without aggravating any sleeping irritation in the shoulder joints, okay? And then we bring the arms back down on the exhale. And here's where the counting comes in. I want you to count to 8 as you lift your arms and 8 as you lower your arms. So this is going to be very slow, intentional, methodical, meditative movement. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And exhale, the arms come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 3 more movements just like that. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feel all the tiny sensations as the many pieces of your shoulder joint and your spine move when you move your arms. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let your arms rest on the floor. Relax your shoulders. Okay. The next move we're going to do also with the count of 8 on the inhale and 8 on the exhale, and the arms are going to come up overhead in front of you. So they go up in front of you overhead. And then as you exhale, you're going to sweep your arms out to the sides and down towards your hips. So I want you to picture yourself in water here, either floating in water or fully submerged, but either way, just completely feeling safe and relaxed and fluid. The movement is fluid, like you're moving through water or maybe even cream. So we'll begin with the count of 8. On the inhale, the arms come up in front and overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and sweep them to the sides and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, arms come to the front and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down to the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done. Take a rest. And I want to now show you a move that will help release tension in your hips. So take your right leg off of the chair. We're actually going to put that right leg on the ground underneath the chair. So the chair is going to have to move away for a second, or you can scooch away from the chair, and then we'll bring it back in. So you've got left leg on the chair, right leg on the floor underneath the chair, and your leg is right up against the legs of the chair. And you can see I've just slid my chair sideways to facilitate having the front leg of the chair to the side of my thigh and the back leg of the chair to the side of my shin. So my entire leg is being supported by the legs of the chair. And I'm releasing all effort in my hip and leg. So my leg was sort of flopping out to the side against the chair. The left leg is also completely relaxed, but it's in a slightly different position, right? It's on the chair. So we've got one leg flat on the floor, one leg on the chair, both legs completely relaxed, surrendering any effort, any muscular tension, any holding, gripping in the hips and legs can just be absorbed back down into the planet. And you can visualize that, and it'll help your body release the tension. If you just picture your tension as some sort of a energy or a fluid that your body is leaking out into the earth, and the earth is like a big sponge. It's just soaking it right up, a big mossy sponge. So we're lying here, and I'd like you to also bring an affirmation into this pose so that the words can travel deep into your nervous system and into your muscles. And the affirmation is, I am safe. I am whole. 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 Now, to come out of this pose, before you bring any muscular tension back into your body, before you start moving, I want you to think about moving. Think about your toes wiggling, and then wiggle your toes. And think about your right leg bending and coming up off the floor just a little bit before you actually bend the right knee and lift the leg. And we're going to push the chair slightly away. And we need to come to center before we do the other side. So bring the chair back to center position where you can put your legs on the chair like we were at the very beginning. And this time, I think your back might be released enough to get some traction. So take both hands, place them on your thighs all the way up to where the thighs meet the body, and then press the heels of your hands into your thighs, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. Wiggle your shoulders away from your hips so you can lengthen out your back. And as you press into your thighs, you'll notice your low back will feel longer. Good. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release the pressure from your hands. Rest your arms, your elbows on the floor. Rest and relax your shoulders and your jaw for 1 breath in through the nose and out slowly through the nose. And then we'll take the left leg and put it under the chair just like we did on the other side. So you'll remember the chair needed to slide away from you a few inches before to facilitate the positioning of your body, right? So we're going to just position the chair where we want it with the both legs, the front and back legs of the chair against your legs. So you have a support above your knee and a support below your knee. And you're resting your left leg into the support of the legs of the chair. And you're resting the weight of your right leg on the seat of the chair. Both legs are completely relaxed. No effort here. And your left leg wants to flop out to the side. And that's the natural tendency of the leg. You're going to allow it to do that against the support of the chair. And allow the chair to hold your leg up. Think about the fronts of your hips relaxing. Think about your tailbone relaxing and the inside of your pelvis. You can even probably feel your pelvic floor lifting slightly with every exhale. And now we'll bring our affirmation into this pose again. I am safe. I am whole. I am safe. I am whole. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. I am safe. I am whole. 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 Now, before you start moving, keep your body completely soft, completely relaxed, and think about wiggling your toes. And then wiggle your toes. Think about bending your knees and moving your legs while keeping all the muscles soft and still. And then bend your knees and move your legs. Good. Move the chair away from you. Come back to center one last time with the chair close enough to your body that you can put your legs on the chair. Relax your body, shoulders, jaw, hips, and low back, the muscles of your face. And take a deep breath down into your pelvis. Exhale, release your breath through your nose slowly and lift your pelvic floor. Good. So we're pushing the chair away now. We're not going to be using it. And I want you to just have your feet on the floor here. And let your head go side to side slowly. And we're going to use counting again for this. So take a breath. And as you exhale, count to 8 as your head turns to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then as you bring your head back to center, inhale and count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, count to 8 and turn your head to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, count to 6 and bring your head to the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time on each side. Exhale. To the count of 8, your head goes to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale to center to the count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale to the count of 8. Your head goes to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale to the center. Your head comes for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done. I'll have you roll over onto your side, and this is where you may or may not want your extra blanket, and I'll show you why. So, if you're laying on your side with your arms in front of you, if you can have your head on the floor, this will be a good thing for stretching your neck gently. But, you know, there are many people who don't feel comfortable like this, and that is when you would want to bring in your blanket. You can use it for a little lift or for a complete lift with your head completely in line with your spine. But don't lift your head higher than the point where your neck is in line with your spine, okay? So whatever neck position you have, now we're ready to enter into a stretch. You're going, if you're lying on your right side, like I am, you're going to take your left hand and put it on the floor next to your knees. Your knees are pulled up. Your hips are at a 90-degree angle to your body. And you're putting your fingertips on the floor next to your knees. So here you can feel a stretch, a very gentle stretch from your neck down to your shoulder. And as you lie here, focus on allowing your breath to be soft. Focus on comfort. Please move your body, adjust as you need to increase your level of comfort. Breathing through your nose, the breath comes in all the way down into the belly and slowly leaves your body also through the nose. No need to try to make a really deep breath here. Just a soft, easy breath that happens naturally, almost completely on its own. Good. Now, we're going to change positions slightly, only slightly. You're going to turn your head down with your forehead on the floor and your chin slightly tucked. And you're going to roll a little bit forward so that the hand that's by your knees is going to extend a little bit further out beyond the knees. And now you can feel the stretch in a different part of your neck, slightly to the back of your neck. We'll hold here for 30 seconds. Good. Now that we've been here for 30 seconds, we're going to introduce a movement to this pose. Come back up to the neutral position, lying on your side, so we're no longer rolled forward here. And place your hand, your left hand, on the floor by your knees once more. Inhale, trace your fingertips along the floor, making an arch around your body. Now you breathe freely here. No particular assignment of where the breath should happen. Just breathe naturally. And there will come a point where your fingers can no longer reach the floor. That's when you bend your elbow and put your hand on your shoulder and continue tracing that arch with your elbow instead of your hand. And you're going to point your elbow down to your hip. And then you're going to go back the way you came, reverse the motion. And as soon as it feels like your fingers are going to be able to touch the floor, you can extend your elbow again, touch the floor, and bring your fingers around and down towards your knee again. Very good. Let's do that 2 more times. The arm comes up. If you're extremely mobile, you might be able to touch the floor all the way around. It's certainly the exception rather than the rule. And all the way back again. So as you're making this big arch, You'll notice that you're taking your shoulder through a really large range of motion here. And you'll also notice stretching happening. We're going to do this one more time. Stretching will be happening in all kinds of places, including your chest. Let's really work that stretch in the chest. Good. So when you're doing this, it's important not to crank your low back into a big twist. And I'll demonstrate to you what I mean about that when we do this on the next side. Okay, so we're going to rest here in this position with the left hand down on the floor by the knees. And then we'll move over onto the back. Before we do the other side, let's come back to center. I'd like to invite you to pause just for one breath and notice the difference between the right and left sides, and notice any other sensations you might be feeling, including differences in your body between the time we began and now. Okay, so, and then pull your knees in towards your chest gently. And we'll flip over onto the other side, onto the left side. So I'll be moving my body around on my mat so I can still be facing you, but you don't really need to do that unless you really want to look at the screen. So again, head support is optional here. You may find that you want it. You may find that you don't need it. It's completely up to you. Hips are at a 90-degree angle. Knees are sort of high, about directly out from the hips. Place your right hand on the floor next to your knees and rest your head on the floor or on your support, stretching out your neck. You might notice that one side of your neck was tighter than the other. That's normal too. So I'm going to count to 30 silently in my head while we rest here. And I'd like to invite you to breathe easily while we're here and just enjoy this very gentle stretch for your neck. Okay. Now we're going to change positions slightly. I'm going to have you turn your head down, forehead on the floor, and lean forward slightly. Reach your arm out past your knees as far as you can comfortably and rest your palm on the floor. Feel the coolness of the floor on your palm. And I'll count to 30 here as well. Okay. Now we're going to shift into our arches that we're going to trace on the floor. So we start in the neutral position. The hips are stacked on top of each other. The shoulders are stacked. Hand is down by the knees. And we're going to trace a big arch around the body on the floor. So here's what I mean about that twist that I mentioned. If you lean back into a twist, you want that twist to be happening in your upper back. So we're not collapsing backwards and putting a lot of strain and pressure on the low back, right? This is an upper body twist, and it's a movement to loosen up the rib cage and the neck and shoulders. So we'll do our twist 2 more times here. Remember, you can bend your elbow and put your hand on your shoulder to reduce the amount of pressure on your shoulder joint. And that's really useful if this is uncomfortable for you for any reason. And of course, we're moving very slowly, methodically, meditatively. Rest your hand on the floor by the knees one last time. One last neck stretch here. And then come onto your back. We'll pull the knees in towards the chest again, allowing the body to center itself. Good. So let's roll over onto your side, and then after a brief pause, we'll come onto all fours. So now your knees can be on your blanket, your hands can be on your mat. Spread your fingers wide and press into the mat through your thumb meat. Make sure your knees are directly beneath your hips and your hands are directly beneath your shoulders. I'm going to invite you to do some shoulder circles here, and we'll start in the forward direction. So bring your shoulder blades down, back behind you, up and forward. And these can be very slow, very large, and very deliberate movements. We're going to do 4 in each direction. And as you go, you might notice little pockets of tension or perhaps crackling of the tissues as they rub against each other, making a little snapping sound. All of these things are very normal. And what else can you notice? Is there anything about this that feels good? So after 4 rotations, we'll go in the next direction, which is back and down. Good. All right. We're going to do a sequence of poses that involve lying on the belly. So let's take this blanket that we've been laying on, fold it in half. Okay, and we're going to keep that on the mat, but off to the side like this. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to lay down on your belly and you're going to have one thigh on this blanket. Okay, like this. Now you want your hips on the floor. So you want to shimmy forward. Okay, until you feel your hips on the floor. So the blanket doesn't really go all the way up to your hips, right? You want to be able to put your forehead down on your mat. So sometimes you might need to shift your entire body down on the mat so that you can be on the mat. Now, this is a really gentle stretch for your hip. It's taking your leg slightly behind you. And for some people, this is going to feel pretty good. And for others, you might decide you want a little bit deeper of a stretch, in which case you can come up here, fold the blanket over again, and flip it around sideways. Right? So you have your blanket just above the knee. Your hips are on the floor. Okay. And you can touch the floor with your toes.
So we don't want the blanket so thick that the leg is too high for the toes to touch the floor. So just lie here with your forehead on your hands. Take a few breaths here and relax. And now I'm going to guide you through some activation, a very gentle balancing for the hip activation. So on your next exhale, squeeze your gluteal muscles without moving your leg. Just squeeze the gluteal muscles. And on the inhale, release. Good. Do that again. Exhale, squeeze the gluteal muscles. Inhale, release. So now we want to add the quads. Those are the muscles in the front of your thigh where the blanket is. So we're going to do glutes and quads at the same time. So number 1, engage your glutes. Number 2, engage your quads. All on the exhale, and then release on the inhale. Exhale, squeeze your butt only on that one side and squeeze your quads. Keep your back relaxed and soft and your shoulders and your jaw. Release on the inhale. One last time. Exhale, squeeze your butt, squeeze your quads, and release. Good. Now we're going to do a little baby cobra movement. And we're bringing some counting back into this again. Okay, so it's 6 and 6 this time. Inhale 6, exhale 6. And as you rise, you inhale. As you come down, you exhale. And one more thing we're adding to this, the envelope breath, which means you're going to begin your breath slightly before you begin your movement. Think about that for a second. Picture yourself doing it. You begin inhaling, and then about a second later, you begin lifting your head and start counting to 6. And then you hold there, begin your exhale, and lower down to the count of 6. 1 second after you begin exhaling. Okay. So we're going to start doing that now. Inhale and then begin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're only going to do that 4 times. Okay, so that was number 1. Here we go. Number 2. Start inhaling and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Begin inhaling, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last time. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Remove the blanket. Lie flat for a moment and notice the difference between right and left. The leg that was on the blanket feels lower, heavier, stretched out, longer. Okay, and what about your low back? So here's a crucial juncture. Of course, at any moment during my class, you always have the option of not doing what I tell you to do. But ask yourself now, how did I like that blanket under my leg? Am I going to do that again? Because you don't have to if it wasn't working for you. And perhaps if you did the bigger fold, the thicker blanket, You might decide you want to try it a little smaller this time. These are all possibilities for you to consider and make your choice based on what you think is best for your body. Okay. So now we're going to do that whole thing on the other side. So I'll invite you to come up onto your elbows and knees, and then hands and knees, and we'll move the blanket right where it belongs. Okay. Just above the knee, just above the knee, so that the hips are on the floor. Okay, forehead on the hands. Rest here for a second. Just feel the body. And we'll begin our contractions. So we started with 2 rounds of contraction of the gluteal muscles only. So take a breath, and as you exhale, squeeze your butt only on the side that's on the blanket. Release on the inhale. Exhale, squeeze the butt. And I'm talking like 40-50% of your maximum. You don't need to do a really hard squeeze. Just enough to let your nervous system know this muscle is turned on. Okay. Release on the inhale. Now we will engage the gluteals and then the quads all on the same exhale. So take a breath. As you exhale, first engage gluteals and then quads. That's the muscles in front of the leg. And release on the inhale. Release everything completely. 2 more times. Exhale. Squeeze your gluteals. Squeeze your quads. Release on the inhale. Well, one more time. Okay. Exhale. Squeeze your booty. Squeeze your quads. And hold until the end of your exhale, and then release. Now we're moving into our baby lifts, the same as we did last time. Counts of 6 and 6. Envelope breath, beginning your breath slightly before your movement begins. So begin inhaling and then lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale and lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale and begin lifting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale and lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale and begin lifting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Begin your exhale and then lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One last time. Begin your inhale and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Begin your exhale and lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Now, remove your blanket from under your body and lie flat on the floor with your forehead on your hands. Good. Notice the difference between right and left. Bend your knees. Take your knees wide, about as wide as the mat, and let both feet go over to your right. Let them hang out there for a moment. And then bring your feet to the center and exhale, let the feet go over to the left. And hang out there for a moment. Good. I'm going to bring the feet back to center. Let the feet rest on the floor. Just soft and easy. Let the knees come back to a more neutral position, about hip width distance apart. And now we can stretch out the neck and release the body onto the earth from the front of the body. So bring your hands down to your sides, palms facing up, and turn your head to the right. Let your elbows flop out to the sides. Feel your heart connecting with the earth. This beautiful, miraculous planet that was designed specifically for your survival. Rest your heart here. Feel the closeness, the intimacy, you and the earth. And we'll switch sides. So just gently, easily inhale as you lift your head. Exhale, turn your head to the left and rest your head on the floor here. I am safe. I am whole. I have everything I need. All is well. Okay. Bring your head back to center. Elbows on the floor. Lift yourself up, hands and knees. And roll over onto your back. Bring your blanket underneath your hips. Now, right away, you'll know if this is for you or not. Some people just prefer not to use the blanket under the hips. So you do you, please. Do you well. And we will rest here for 1 minute. Okay, take that blanket out, rest flat for a moment. Here you have the option of straightening your legs onto the floor or not. Okay. Rest in your wholeness. Find yourself coming home to your body, awakening here in your body as you start to notice the subtlest sensations of energy moving up and down and all around, spreading out all over the place, spreading evenly. The earth absorbs all of your tension for you. Thank you, earth. Stay here as long as you like. And when it's time for you to come back up again, please do it gradually, allowing your body to adjust incrementally to
new levels of movement and activity. Thank you for joining me today for this nervous system release spine care foundations. With the sincerest wishes from my heart to yours for the well-being of me and you and all beings. Namaste.